So I have Oblivaeon set up. I'm using Legacy, Haka, Ra, and Tempest, and you can see the hero number. That's the turn order, and they have numbers because they're put in a battle zone. To start the game, they're in Battle Zone 1. Right now they're all lined up. Oblivaeon is in Battle Zone 1. Over here there is Battle Zone 2, which you can move to during the game. And Oblivaeon starts with a shield card, and I just chose this one here. He's immune to damage. Whenever a hero enters the battle zone where Oblivaeon is, add a token to the card, and Oblivaeon deals that hero 2 lightning damage. Then when there's 4 tokens, H is 4 in this case, you flip the card. So I chose this because I figured it was the easiest one I can do. Now because I chose the card, this progeny is a scion, and he starts the game in Zone 1 right there. He's got 60 hit points. In Zone 2, you're supposed to start with the next one in the scion deck. So Faultless is there. And the reason I chose Faultless is because I put the scions in order of easiest first to the worst last, which the instructions allow you to do. So here is the first turn. Everything is all set up. I put the hit points on the card, so as they take damage, I'm going to remove the tokens off. Faultless has a Nemesis token because he shares the Nemesis icon with Oblivaeon right there. And Legacy shares Nemesis with Progeny, and also Bunker and the Wraith, Absolute Zero, and not familiar with that circular one there. So on the first page of Oblivaeon, it says at the start, move the countdown token 1 space along the countdown track towards 0. That is this here, the inevitable destruction. So it says at the start of his turn, if there's 12 tokens, then you remove the environment in the battle zone with Oblivion from the game. So there's no tokens there yet. So this goes down to 1 to start the game. And it says here that Oblivion is immune to damage dealt by Oblivion, so you can't redirect the damage. Increase damage dealt by Oblivion by H, which is 4 in this case. So every damage he does is going to be increased by 4. And when the Oblivion shield card is removed from the game, each player may draw a card, remove devastation tokens. That's tokens from that. And when the countdown token reaches 0, then the environment is removed. And you only get 5 environments in the game. So once 4 of them are destroyed, and you can't replace one. So I chose to use Freedom Tower because it's fairly easy in Zone 1. And Final Wasteland in Zone 2 because it's supposed to be fairly easy as well. So at the beginning of Oblivion's turn, you move the you check to see if there's 12 tokens. There's not. And you move the token down by 1. And start of turn effects for Oblivion, there are none right now. He's got an end of turn effect on his card. So we're going to play Oblivion's card from the deck. The Abyss Stares Back. Add a Devastation token to the Inevitable Destruction card and play the top card of Oblivion's deck. And if this card is ever revealed or discarded, usually by the infrared eyepiece from Wraith or other characters that can peer at the top. So if you peer at the top and you get this actually goes into play. So here's the discard here. Add a Devastation token to the Inevitable Destruction. So I'm going to put that right there. And play the top card of Oblivion's deck. Absorb energy. Oblivion deals each target 3 energy damage. Now, the important thing to remember is he only deals damage in the zone that he's in, which is Zone 1. So he'll hurt all 4 heroes plus his own scion because the scion is a target. So everybody takes 3 damage. However, because of the plus 4, everybody's going to take 7 damage. So with Progeny, he's going to take 7. I'll take 7 off. And 7 off of Legacy. So he'll get 3. And Hawkeye, I've only given him 4, 14. Hold on, I gotta give Haka more tokens. Okay, so Haka, gave him full hit points. He's supposed to take 7 damage. 5, 6, 7. Ra takes 7. 1, 2, 3. And 7, so Tempest gets 3 back. So everybody took damage, and at the bottom it says add X devastation tokens, where X equals 4 minus the number of heroes dealt damage. So 4 took damage. So it looks like we add 0 extra tokens. So now at the end of Oblivion's turn, it says play the top 3 cards of the Aeon Men deck in the other battle zone. So that would be battle zone 2. Then Oblivion destroys any Aeon Men there, but there's none. And then add a devastation token to the inevitable destruction. So I'll put that on. So that's 2 now. And then 3 Aeon Men cards in the second battle zone. Aeon Warrior, Aeon Thrall, and Aeon Thrall. At the end of the villain turn, at the end of the villain turn, at the end of the villain turn. So that's when the Scions attack. I'm going to give them all hit points now. Okay, so I added hit points to all those 3 guys. So that's the end of Oblivion's turn. So the next order is the heroes. So that would be Legacy going first here. So let's just look at Legacy's cards. Heroic Interception, Lead from the Front, Legacy Ring. So I'm gonna play the Legacy Ring. Well, before I actually play a card, I can do this. This is special rules for Oblivion. I can take an objective. That's the special objectives there that have rewards on them that help. So I can take an objective. I can move to the other battle zone as well, which I should do. I can trade an objective back to the deck, trade one with another person, shuffle the objective deck, use an incapacitated power, but there's no dead people yet. And I could take a reward from a dead person. So I'm gonna move battle zones from 1 to 2. Now the reason I'm doing that is because at the start of the battle zone, if there's more Scions than heroes, I have to add devastation tokens for each Scion. So it's in my best interest to make sure I have at least one hero here because there is a Scion there. And if I ever move back to where Oblivion is, I can put a token on that card because I need to have 4 tokens to flip the shield, because right now his shield makes him immune to all damage, and as well he has 10,000 hit points there, so we have to deal with this shield. So I moved battle zones. I'm going to take this objective here at the top. War-Torn Landscape. At the end of your turn, play the top 2 cards of the environment deck. At the end of any other hero's turn, if there are no environment cards in play in your battle zone, flip the card. Now the chances are that those environment cards are going to be destroyed fairly quick. So this should be a good objective card. And I don't know what's on the other side yet. So I'm going to put this right down here in Legacy's play area. So Legacy actually moved battle zones. I chose the objective. Now I can start his normal turn, which is play a card, do a power, and draw a card, and the end of turn effects. So I played the legacy ring. Now for the power, I'm gonna galvanize, but galvanize is +1 damage, but only heroes that are actually in that zone with me with Legacy, because they don't mix battle zones until the rules specify that it affects both, which usually only happens with Oblivion himself. So I'm using the Galvanize, and then I'm going to draw a card to end the turn. So that's the end of Legacy's turn. Then it's Haka's turn. Haka Enduring Intercession, Rampage, Tamoko, reduce damage dealt to Haka. So Haka, same thing. I can choose to go into the other battle zone, which I probably will do because there's Aeons there to destroy. So Haka is Hero 2. He's going to move into the second battle zone as a free move. And then if I want, I can take one of these objectives. Let me see what it is here. At the end of your turn, each hero may deal themselves 2 psychic damage. Whenever a hero takes damage, add a token. When there's 4 plus 2, there's 6 tokens. Flip the card. Okay, so I'm going to take that, put that in Haka's play area. Now, if Haka were to die, this would just go back to the deck. So I chose that. That's a special move. Now I get to play a card. I'm going to play Tamoko, reduce damage dealt to Haka by 1. This is just the turn order that comes with Oblivion. So I'm playing the card. Now I get to do a power. So I'm going to do Crush. Haka deals 1 target 2 melee damage. So I can do Faultless or the Aeon Warriors. Regaining hit points. 1 target 2 melee. I guess I'll do it off of the... This is a lot of damage. I'm going to take 2 off of this. Okay. Oh, and Haka is actually in the same zone as Legacy, so it's actually an extra damage. So Haka ended up doing actually 3 damage to this Aeon Warrior because of Legacy's Galvanize. So I did a power, end of turn. There's no end of turn effects, so I'm going to draw a card. And that's the end of Haka's turn. Now, Ra's turn. I think Ra is going to change battle zones. So Haka's, or Ra is 3. 3. And he can choose one of these cards. Citizen Storm. At the end of your turn, this card deals the hero target with the highest hit points 3 lightning damage. Then this card destroys a hero ongoing card. Okay, that's not so good. This card has 12 hit points. When it would be destroyed, flip it instead. But it does belong to Tempest, so I think I'm going to leave that there so that Tempest can pick it up. So, there's no in-capped hero, so I'm going to play a card. So what card should I play? 10, 20. I guess I'm going to summon Staff. Search your deck for the Staff of Ra and put it in your hand. Okay, so I'm going to do that off camera. Okay, so I have the Staff of Ra card in my hand, and it also says draw a card and I can play a card. So I'm going to draw a card, another summon Staff. So I'm going to play the Staff of Ra. Let's find a good place to put this. I'll put the discards right up there. So Staff of Ra. When this card enters play, Ra regains 3 hit points. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. So I played a card, and I'm going to use a power. I'm going to do Pyre. Ra deals 1 target 2 fire damage, +1 for being galvanized with Legacy because we're in the same zone. +1 from the staff, so 2, 3. That's 4 damage. So I can kill this Aeon Warrior here. Okay, so he's destroyed now. And then at the end of Ra's turn, he draws a card. Now a Tempest. Tempest is going to stay in the first battle zone, but he's going to draw this objective card here. And that goes, I'll just put it right at the edge of the table there. So Tempest is in the same zone as Progeny and Oblivaeon, which is probably not healthy. So what cards can he play? Chain Lightning. Well, I can only hit one Scion with that one. Ongoing cards. There isn't really any ongoing cards to destroy here. I think I'm just going to go ahead and do the Ball Lightning and do 4 damage. So I'll put that up here for the discard. I deal one target, 4 lightning damage, and there's no ongoings to destroy. So 4 damage to Progeny. The first time this card is dealt damage, add a token. Okay, so I'm going to add this token, and I do 4 damage. So 21. Instead of 25, he should have 21. 10, 20, 1, and a token for the first time the card's dealt damage each turn. So that was playing a card. I'm going to do a Squall. He deals all non-hero targets 1 projectile, so that's another damage, but I don't put another token because he's already taken damage this turn. So now I draw a card, and at the end of your turn, this card deals a hero target with the highest hit points 3 lightning. So that's 3 damage to himself, basically. And then this card destroys a hero ongoing card. There's none in that zone. So the card itself has got 12 hit points. I should put hit points on that card. Okay, so the card has 12 hit points, and it's worth noting that this is actually a villain target at the moment. It's not a hero target. So all the heroes have gone. Now I have to do the environment turn in Zone 1 first. So Freedom Tower. Entry point. If there's no room cards in play, reshuffle this card into the environment deck and play the top card. So I'm just going to put it at the bottom. I'm not going to reshuffle that. All hero ongoing cards are also equipment cards. Okay, and there's no end of turn effects for the environment. So now we're doing the Scions. Now Scion says at the start of the turn, if there are 4 or more tokens, flip the card. There are not. And then there's an end of turn. So he has his own deck here to play. Relentless Hunter. The sign with the lowest HP, which is Progeny, deals the hero target with the highest 5 melee damage. So that's going to be Tempest, because he's the only one there. So 5 melee damage to Tempest. And there's no Nemesis sharing going on there. So 5 damage to Tempest. So he's got 11. All right. Then at the end of the turn, villain turn, add a token to this card. Okay. So I'll just add one of these tokens for now. When this card deals each hero target in the play area with the most rewards X energy damage, where X equals the number of tokens. X is 2. So he's going to do 2 damage to Tempest because Tempest doesn't have any. There's nobody with any rewards. So 2 damage to Tempest. So he's going to have 8 left from that. 5, 6, 7, 8. He's almost dead. He's got 9 hit points left. So that's the end of Progeny's turn. Then we're going to do the environment turn in Zone 2, which I chose to be Final Wasteland. Abominable Snowman. This card is immune to cold damage at the start of the turn, so don't have to worry about that just yet. Although I have to give him 9 hit points. Okay, so I gave the Snowman his 9 hit points. And Faultless, at the start of the villain turn, each hero target deals itself 1 psychic. Because Legacy is galvanizing, it's actually 2 psychic to Legacy and Haka and Ra. And I've already removed the hit points off of these guys. I did it off camera. And at the end of the villain turn, the card deals each hero target in the play area with the most rewards 3 Radiant and 1 Infernal. So Haka, it's 2 points in total. I've already done that. I've already taken off the damage to Legacy and to Ra. And then these Aeon Thralls. This card deals the hero target with the highest 2 melee. I've already taken the damage off of the cards for those 2. So that's the end of the turn. Oh, I think I've made actually 3 mistakes. When Tempest did Squall, all non-hero takes a projectile. I would have actually done damage to this here. And Legacy here, at the end of your turn, play the top 2 cards of the environment deck. I should have actually played those cards. Entry Point and Arsenal. So this Entry Point here plays it on a room. Increased damage dealt by villains by 1. So I should have done that before, but I'll do it this turn. Wraith's Arsenal. At the start of the environment turn, each player may draw a card. If all players draw a card, destroy it. So what I'm going to do is just have a couple of people draw cards and leave that there. And Haka. At the end of Haka's turn, each hero may deal themselves 2 psychic damage. So that would be 3 damage because of Galvanize. So I'm going to do that. Okay, so I took damage off of Legacy, Haka, and Ra because of them hitting themselves to be a true hero. And because 3 heroes took damage, I added a token for each one, so it's 3. And I need 6 on there. So other than that entry point, there should have been extra damage dealt by villains. So Progeny, add a token, 2 energy. So Tempest should have taken an extra point of damage. There we go. And I think I'm all caught up. So on to turn 2.